Today in Conversations That Convert, we're going to talk about persevering through a housing recession and giving you 5 key moves that you can make as it relates to your marketing and lead generation efforts. What do you say we get started?
Welcome to Conversations That Convert. Every week, we'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes tackling relevant lead generation, marketing, and sales topics for remodelers, home improvement companies, and home builders. Conversations That Convert is brought to you by Builder Lead Converter, your perfect sales assistant. And now, here's Rick and Diana.
Good morning or afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Conversations That Convert. Hello, Diana. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. Good morning, everyone. And how about you? How are you this morning?
Very fine. I don't look as bright and cheery as you do in your yellow t-shirt, which, by the way, I understand that you just got from your swimming competition. I don't want you to brag, but I understand you did pretty well.
Yes, I was number 7, so I'm very proud to say that it was my first open water competition, and got number 7, and this nice yellow T-shirt.
So congratulations on that. We're always need
Thank
to
you.
try and do new things. So what
Yeah.
are we talking about today, Diana?
Today we will adjust marketing and lead generation, and of course we persevere with Elon Musk's strategy.
That's right. Yeah, this is the third part in our series of a builder's guide to recession proofing your business. So what we're going to do today is break down 5 key marketing and lead generation moves if you're a home builder or remodeler that you can make to persevere through the impact of a recession on your local housing market. And Diana also mentioned that this is part of Elon Musk's PPP strategy for navigating through a recession. So the first thing we do is we predict the impact in our local market, then we prepare for it, and now we're going to talk about persevering through it or pushing through it. And this goes back to a statement that I learned from one of my mentors is that prosperity conceals your genius and adversity reveals it. So this is where we really start to get smart with our business. It's been a very prosperous market the last couple of years. Home builders and remodelers really haven't had to do a whole lot to generate new business. The challenge has been more, how do I produce the business and do it in a manner that I can be profitable. So now we have the added challenge of the leads are starting to dry up. Markets are changing. Markets are coming more in balance. Every market is different, which is why we always encourage you to look at your own KPIs or key performance indicators to predict if a housing recession is either on the way or perhaps you're already in your local market. All right, so let's talk about these persevere moves. There are 5 of them. Move number 1, if you are a home builder, what you want to do is start scrutinizing your offerings. And so what I mean by this, Diana, is that a lot of builders get lackadaisical with their plans, with their home plans. So first thing we want to do is we want to remove stale plans and we want to update or add more relevant plans. So plans are like anything else. They get old and stale, they wear out, people's tastes change. You see competitors doing things in the marketplace and you have to continually sort of reinvent yourself when it comes to your plans. The other thing as a home builder can do is do something that I'm really a fan of is create option bundles. And that's where you say take a room within the home and you put together a list of items that are normally individual options and you bundle them together and then you sell them at a reduced price. So as an example, a kitchen is a perfect room, perhaps a master bathroom. Maybe there is an outdoor living option bundle. So the way you present this is that you would itemize them all out and shows what they would cost individually. Then you bundle them together and show them what the savings is. The key thing here is simplification. When things get tough, you want to simplify your offerings and really streamline them. And that's what the scrutiny is all about. Now, one other note, if you're a remodeler, a lot of remodelers too, they talk about, well, we do certain types of projects, but those projects, it's always design build. So one of the things that you can consider as remodeler is by bundling your projects to hit price points and attract new business. So one thing we came up with years ago for a design build remodeler was creating an express division. And so an express division was just that. It was a way that if the budget didn't allow to do a design build on a specific room or rooms within the home, that they could express that project, reduce the cost, but it's not design build. It's simply changing out within an existing space. So it's just an idea of you to be able to keep the phone ringing. Thoughts on any of those, Diana?
Well, first of all, I like the naming, like scrutinize your offerings. I think it's something that you really remember to do after you hear that. So I think it's not it's good to hear that. So for me, it's very impactful and powerful when I read that.
You should be your own biggest critic.
Yes.
And again, we oftentimes get lazy because we're in the industry, we understand the terms, we understand our process, but the consumer doesn't. And
Yeah.
what you have going on now is that the market changes. You're going to have a lot of pressure to not do something or to wait.
Yeah.
And so you've got to create reasons, and you've got to really streamline that path and scrutinize your offerings to make it as simple as possible, as easy as possible to get involved and get that project done, because people are still going to want to do stuff. There's just going to be less of them, and there's going to be more competition for them.
So don't avoid, yeah, and don't postpone, and because we have a specific context.
Exactly. Yeah. When's the best time to scrutinize your offerings? Today.
Yeah.
Yep. Do it today.
Okay, let's see what's the move number 2.
So number 2 is relates to marketing and lead generation. Is you want to rebuild your website.
Yeah.
Now, the what I tell builders all the time is, look, your website is like building a model home. The model home, the designs, the products, the colors, all of that changes all the time. And after about 2 years, that model is no longer relevant. Websites are the same way. Uh, the look and feel of websites change, the functionality of websites change, technology improves. Uh, all of this adds to updating the look and feel of your site so you look relevant, but also enhancing the usability or the user experience of your website. So if it's been more than 2 years, you need to look at your website right away. That's really the hub of where all your leads should be coming from. And of course, from a marketing standpoint, it's your value proposition. It's the first thing that people see typically, and they're either going to add you to their consider list, or they're going to add you to their exclude list based on what your website looks like. So let's just give you a couple of things here that you should have on your website. Now, number 1 is lead magnets. So a lead magnet is simply an opportunity for a lead to create a permission-based relationship, or what's called an opt-in relationship. They put their contact information in, and that's usually in exchange for something else that they find of value. Typically, that's an educational piece based around, what is my project going to look like? How much is it going to cost? And do you build in the location that I'm interested in? Okay, so I'll break these down for the lead magnets we typically use. Number 1 is design or floor plans. Number 2 would be just a planning. So let's just say I'm 3, 6, 9 months out. Help me plan out my project. Number 3 is pricing. Okay, I want to get an idea of how much stuff costs. And we developed a tool, it's really cool, called the Scoping Wizard. So it allows the lead actually to go on there and scope out their project so that they can get a budget established for that project. Lots, or finding a location to build. So if you're a remodeler, it's a service area. If you're a home builder, where do you have communities? Where do you have lots? Quick question. This is something that you need to get SMS, or short message sequence, I believe it stands for. Text messaging, you need to get that involved on your website. Everyone likes to text today. They also respond to text messages. So allow them to send you a text message to ask a quick question on your website. Scheduling a call. If your target market is a busy executive, they want you to call them at a certain time. Allow them to be able to, go in on your calendar, pick a date and time when you should call them. And then finally, schedule a tour. Even if you have, for your floor plans that you do not have built, even if you're a custom builder and you do not build spec homes or model homes, put a call to action on there to allow them to schedule a tour. Obviously, you have similar homes you can get them in of your clients, but you want them to actually be able to take that first step to want to schedule something to see your work. So those are the lead magnets that we typically work with, and the ones that get the most play. Diana, I'll let you guess. Which ones do you think get the most play, have the most amount of people taking advantage of them?
Well, those with the specific call to action,
Hmm.
I'm saying so. And I remember you mentioned about the 2 years period to change the and update the website last week. So yeah, I that
Yeah, so the call to actions on there that a client usually opts into, number one is design or
design.
floor plans, right? Because people can't visualize. They
Yeah,
can't visualize what the space can look like or what their new home will look like. Number two is they want to get pricing information.
yeah,
The second one. And then the third one is typically going to be planning or a quick question where they're going to use the text messaging sequence. And then lastly, for content, the most important content that you can have on your website is number one is testimonials and reviews. Those are confidence builders. Those will help increase your lead generation. So the best testimonial is always going to be a video of a live client telling about how great you are. The
yeah.
second best will be a written testimonial with a photo. The third is going to be just the written testimonial. However, just a written testimonial, typically, I mean, it's better than nothing, but it has the least effect of building confidence. Now, with the other thing you can do is you can integrate a widget to actually bring in your Google My Business reviews onto your website, so people can see live online reviews too. That works very, very well. Floor plans, project photos, your service area or your communities you build in. And then finally, if you're a home builder and you build spec homes or model homes, your available homes. That's the content you want to have on your site, along with a fresh, easy to navigate layout with plenty of lead magnets to help increase those lead conversions. Any thoughts, Diana?
that, see, those are my thoughts. So very, very valuable strategies, and it's easy to implement, and I think it's important to keep it simple and choose what's working and do at least one call to action.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is you test everything.
Yeah.
We've tested stuff for well over a decade, and so that's how we know that information. So we make sure we also make sure we're tracking what the leads are most favored or most used pages are on that website, and that's where you want to put your call to actions as well as your confidence builders like your testimonials and your reviews.
All right. Let's see what's move number 3.
Yeah, so move number 3 is to build your online reputation. Okay, so this is very, very simple. The reason you do this is because it builds confidence. Everyone today wants to see reviews. However, you don't get reviews without asking for them. So this is a great time to go out and get reviews from your current and past clients. And if you're a builder too, don't forget about getting reviews from the realtors that you have worked with or just are aware of you. Uh, Number one place to get reviews, Google My Business. Why? Because that's going to help your search engine rankings. The more reviews you have on there, you're going to show up in local, and very, very important. So when someone searches for home builders in your local area, that they're going to show up anybody who is on a Google My Business local listing. So if you have a listing in that particular area as a home builder, you're going to show up in that search. And if the more 4 and 5 star reviews that you have, the higher you're going to rank there. So you can get a lot of business off of Google. Google My Business is also a chat feature that you can also do posts on there too, just like a social media. So you can show some relevant imagery on there as well. It's a really, really powerful tool. And the best news is it's free. Okay, so that's first place. Second place, house. HOUZZ. So if you don't have a house account, you want to get a house account going, you want to get some idea books on there, and also you want to get reviews on house. House is a great way to add traffic to your pipeline because it's a way, again, a lead can search by builder type, so home builder or remodeler, and by geographic location. And it's a great way where you can showcase your stuff. And then the third is going to be Facebook. Your Facebook page, getting reviews on there. And remember, Google will also aggregate your house and your Facebook. So they'll show them all together. So the more reviews you have out there, the more positive they are, the higher you're going to be in the search rankings. And that's just going to help you build your organic leads. Any thoughts, Diana?
Well, so my idea is to stay in the game and build your online reputation ongoing. So not just from time to time or when you think you need it for sales, or just do it like a habit.
It's a really good point.
Thing.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, if you haven't done, most builders I've found is that they don't have really a good process for getting online reviews.
Yeah.
So now is what you want to do is you want to start that process, and then you want to continue it going forward, and don't stop. Continue to build that.
All right. Let's see what's the move number 4 and
Yeah. So
number 5.
number 4 is going to be automating your follow-up. And this is something that still blows my mind, is that a lot of builders still, they do manual follow-up. So lead comes in, and then a lot of times they review it, maybe they give it to somebody else, and it can take days
Yeah.
to get back to that lead. So we asked this question last time. I'm going to ask it again. How soon should you reply to a new lead?
As soon as possible. That's
As soon as possible. Yeah. And my answer is 1 minute.
1 minute.
It's
yes.
always 1 minute, right?
1 minute.
Because if it's immediate, it looks automated.
Yeah.
If it's 1 minute, it looks organic. And
ideally,
ideally, I want to get you when you're still on my website. You know, so if you're still looking at my website, I want to follow up with you, because I know that emotions are at their highest. If I've done my job, I'm showcasing beautiful projects. I've got floor plans on there. I've got testimonials, and I've got reviews. And you just opted in. I want to reply in 1 minute, and I want to try to book you to an appointment. So number 1, you want to automate your follow-up, starting with a booking campaign. There's no reason why you have to book your own appointments anymore or chase leads. You can automate all of that. And number 2, you want to automate your nurturing campaign. So these are more for your long-term leads that have gone cold, but you want to nurture that relationship over a period of months. Sometimes it's years, so that when that lead is ready, you will be their builder of choice. They're going to think of you first, and you get the opportunity to make that sale. So a lot of you may have cold leads. You may have leads that are sitting on a spreadsheet. You may have leads that are in your database. Now is the time to go in and reactivate those cold leads. We do something called the database reactivation, where we'll send out 300 test messages at once with a specific offer and call to action. And then we just book appointments using our artificial intelligence. And so a lot of our clients, we can book 10 or more appointments over a period of a couple of days, and that gets them right back up, into the game, where then they can convert several of those appointments into site visits and ultimately sales. Thoughts, Diana?
1 minute. I'm always struck about how fast I forget about that minute, and I think my automation starts immediately. So I definitely have to go there and and change that. So that's my takeaway. So automate the follow-up and just don't send it immediately. After
and best follow-up is a text.
Yes.
An SMS, a text message. And then we also, something as far as follow-up, you got to incorporate phone as well. So there's something out there we can do called voicemail drops. Voicemail drops is where you take a pre-recorded message from our clients. We drop it right into that lead's voicemail. And it's like, wow, these people are on the ball, and of course there's email as well. If somebody comes in through Facebook Messenger or Instagram, or even Google My Business has a chat feature, we can automate those responses as well. So you're just never letting any opportunity fall to the side, because you automate all of this.
Yeah. And number 5.
Yeah, number 5 is probably the most important one that you can focus on right now too. I mean, they're all important, but building a strategic partner network. A lot of, again, because business was so prominent in the last couple of years, we really haven't needed strategic partners, but we definitely do now. Now, a strategic partner is simply somebody who is associated with your business who can bring you more than one buyer. So classic example is your current and past clients. Those are the first people you should go to. You want to create a strategic partner network with all those people, create a rewards program for them. You want to communicate with them on a regular basis, and you have to ask for referrals, and also you have to reward them for sending you a referral. Not only them, but the people that get referred to you. You got to stay top of mind with those folks. Number two is if you're a home builder, and even remodelers, realtors. You know, a lot of realtors, if you're a remodeler, they do sell homes to people that they need to remodel their home. And a lot of people will remodel their home before they move in. So having those realtor relationships is very, very important. And home builders, obviously, it's the same thing. You want to get back and start reaching out to those realtors again, making sure they know what your offerings are, partnering with them however you can so you stay top of mind. Now, a strategic partner network is not something where you're going to see fruit immediately. It's like you just said with reviews, is that it takes time and you have to be consistent at it. But when's the best time to start building your strategic partner network, Diana?
I can say yesterday, but
Yesterday.
now
That's
it's a
right.
better answer.
Yeah, yesterday, exactly. And then don't forget trades and suppliers is another good one too. You know, we as a home builder, when I worked as a GM as well as a sales manager, we would build lots of homes for our trades and suppliers, and we would get referrals from them as well. So but you have to create a program for it. You have to ask for the business and reward them for setting you a lead. So I hope those 5 things were helpful for persevering through a recession. Next week, we're going to talk about things you can do to adjust your sales process. So if you'd like to schedule your strategy call and find out how we can help you prepare and prosper and persevere in a recessionary housing market, go ahead and click that link right below the video here today. Thanks so much for joining us. And for my brothers and sisters in Christ, may the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all always. We will see you next time on Conversations That Convert.